Hey everybody. So as you're going to hear in the video that's going to be released in a little bit, I'm actually doing two videos tonight. One in response to a Nibblings request, and this video is a brief coverage of the past several weeks have just sucked. For those who don't know, there are forest fires that have been going in New Mexico. We've had days of 2, 3, and 4% humidity and wind gusts 70 miles per hour. And it's made air quality outside horrible. So anyway, outside air quality plus health problems plus a flare really haven't been able to do much for the past couple of weeks. Did the video last Monday where we talked about introduction into yoga, and some folks are not at the point where you can get up and move around and stand up, and that's okay. One of the things that we can do when we're sitting, if we're able to get out of bed or if we're able to sit up in bed, you can feel underneath on your throat and get an idea of what your pulse is. You can set a timer. I'm going to do this in real time, like a stopwatch, and you're going to count. Okay, so in 15 seconds, so that's a quarter of a minute, I had 14 beats. So my heart rate right now, sitting down in a chair, is roughly about 58 to 60 beats per minute. Some people will be lower than that. Some people will be faster than that. If you're struggling to get any exercise done and you have a doctor, like my former doctor, who is telling you you need to work out more, and they're not listening to the fact that if you try, if you could just work out, you would be working out. There's little things that you can do to start helping get your body into the shape that you want your body to be in by working with your body instead of against it. Now, when I was told about this, I didn't like it and I didn't believe it, and I wasn't as sick as I've gotten over the past 2 years. I was told when we deal with chronic illness that we should start off with 30 seconds to a minute at a time. You can do that 2 or 3 times over the course of the day, but that's all we should do, is aim to elevate our heart rate for 30 seconds to a minute. And when I had surgery, I couldn't really get up and walk around. So I got to try this. Now, for people who have a Fitbit, you can do the Fitbit, and once you've worn the Fitbit for 30 days, it will give you on the Fitbit app this nifty little thing that includes what your heart rate variability is. When I'd had surgery and after I'd been sick for a couple of years, my heart rate variability had kind of gotten stuck at about 9. For people who don't know, typically we see heart rate variability on people somewhere between 20 milliseconds and 200 milliseconds. So if you're looking at a heartbeat on the little graph that they do, if you're looking at a monitor, what they're measuring is each of those peaks. How many milliseconds difference is there between one peak and the second peak and the third peak and the fourth peak? The more variability you have between those peaks, the easier your body can respond to stress. So 9 milliseconds is pretty bad. So that's where I started out. I finally got it up after lots of work lots of sitting in a chair and going, okay, my legs can't carry my weight, so I'm just going to do my arms, and I'm going to do this for 30 seconds, and it's going to get, holy cow, it just tripled my heart rate. Well, that's not good. Maybe I should slow down a little bit. But get in 30 seconds of movement, but I don't really want to be doubling and tripling my heart rate, my pulse. So that was the first indicator to my doctor that, you know what, something really was wrong with my body and maybe they should check it out and figure out what it was. So that was dealt with. And then after 30 seconds, and I could check it through my pulse because not everybody has a Fitbit. And so measuring my pulse. So remember before I was at 58 beats per minute, and so we're going to get 15 seconds in here. And I've gone from 58 okay, I had 25 and 15 seconds, so if I do the math, that's 100 beats per minute. But I only did that for about 30 seconds. Well, that couldn't possibly do anything to improve our health, according to a lot of what we see in the literature. A lot of what we see in the literature was done off of a very select, small subset of human beings that does not accurately represent 90% of the people who live in the US. So we're going to learn how to listen to our body and not necessarily what's in the literature. And we're going to listen to other people who've gone through chronic illness. And if anybody needs peer-reviewed information to share with their doctor, because our doctors don't like to believe anything other than peer-reviewed information, which is what we want from our doctors, but we also want them to listen to us. So sometimes we need to find the peer-reviewed literature to back up what we're saying so that we have the conversation with our doctor. We actually get the support that we need, and our doctor gets the information our doctor needs, so our doctor can be a better physician. So I took in all this data, and my physician started working with me, and my physical therapist started working with me. And I also am very, very lucky that I go somewhere where part of my healthcare team is also an acupuncturist and a chiropractor. And they already knew this information, and they were like, well, duh, we already told you this. And I was like, yeah, I'm a slow learner sometimes. And we've monitored, and the easiest thing that we could monitor was my heart rate variability. So we had to do things like improve my sleep hygiene so that every night all of my electronics go off at the same time. And I don't do electronics anymore. The only exception is Sunday night when I'm finishing last minute edits and working with YouTube to get the video uploaded for Monday. So I get ready, all electronics are off by 10:30. All blue light is off and filtered by 8 p.m. at night. So that's 2.5 hours with filtered light, reddish light coming in. I finish eating dinner by 8. I take all my meds by 8 p.m., even on Sunday nights. I don't do anything active after 8 p.m. So my body has basically from 8 until midnight to start transitioning out of the things that I've done during the day that are daytime things into getting ready for me to fall asleep at midnight. The only exception to the no electronics is I start a meditation routine every night at 11 p.m. unless I'm not finished uploading videos on Sundays. That's it. So from 11 to midnight, I'm listening to meditations, slowing my brain down, bringing my heart rate down, getting ready for sleep. I'm drinking more fluids. I don't know if anybody can see on my desk, but I go through, I used to drink 8 of these a day. I've had some GI problems, so now I'm really happy when I can get through 6. Working with my GI doctor, one of the things that's helping me do a little bit better is I drink green tea, but I add 3 tablespoons of chia seeds to it, so that gets the magnesium and other things. It also increases my thirst, which makes it easier for me to drink more water. So it's lots of little things that I'm changing. Each of those little things that I've changed, I've started doing lymphedema massage with a physical therapist. I lost 30 pounds over the course of 3 weeks. It was all lymph fluid that had been trapped in my chest and arms for years. We got that out. I was doing much better. 2 weeks ago, fires started, air quality went down, stress levels went up, my whole body shut down. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I started having lots of other problems. And now we're here where I'm explaining to other people the small details, small changes that I've made, of making sure I meditate before I go to bed to get ready for sleep, to make sure I lay down in my bed only after I'm tired enough. So some nights that means I can lay down by 11. Some nights I can't get in bed until 12:30. I'll read in a chair, I do my meditations, I do whatever I have to do to get my brain to slow down and calm down. I do W.A.V.E probably 40 times a day. So all of that is said to let everybody know the video getting ready to be released tonight, there's no talking on it. This video was made expressly for my nibbling, and they know who they are, that we could do a coloring video with no talking, please. So there's a little bit about THMP. I'll try to cut that down to a shorter video, and I thank everybody who keeps showing up. Stick around. Shortly after this, there's going to be another video release, and it's music, and it's ideal to go to sleep to. So have a great week, and see everybody next Monday. Thank you.